Hey everybody, welcome back to the Winner Family Channel. This is Kynley Winner. This is my daughter, the one that had received a skull fracture to the side of her head because negligence of the hospital. And I received a phone call the other day stating that the lawyer I thought was going to take my daughter's case is not, and that's the only reason why I haven't been posting videos on here, is because so I had to sign a paper stating that we wouldn't post anything on social media about my daughter or anything like that. And they said they're not going to take it because there's no documented proof of anything happening to my daughter. Of course not. Who would document proof that they sit there and hurt a baby? I mean, of course they're going to lose their job if they did. And they have their job that's probably taking care of their family. I mean, accidents do happen, but people should speak up and say when something like that did happen, because my daughter could have died as a result of that. But for them to sit there and say that my daughter injury could have come from birth when she was shipped from Bristol Hospital to Johnson City on an unrelated thing, and it was because her mother was on that medication that my daughter had to be weaned off of and monitored why that happened. But never was it documented that my daughter had any swelling to her head coming from Bristol until she got to Johnson City, until her mother was down there with her and noticed that it had swelling on it, and it was then put down on paper that it come from birth because of labor, which is not true. If that was the case, it would have showed up before she went to Johnson City when she was in Bristol Hospital. But she didn't have no visible damage to the side of her head. Got pictures and everything documented. But I get told that they can't take the case because their experts have to have 3 things, and that's one of the 3 things they have to have. But honestly, I think it's where they're all connected together in the state of Tennessee. I mean, yeah, wouldn't they pay off somebody not to take the case because it's going to damage them? Yeah, they work together like that. A lot of people don't think they do, but yeah, they do. There's a lot of stuff goes on like that between lawyers and stuff like that when it comes to cases, especially when it's something that drastic. Especially a baby getting dropped on her head, not even a week old. My daughter was born November 19th and had surgery on her head right after the 1st of December. And then my daughter didn't get to go home until January 6th. So her first Christmas and everything was in the hospital. It's hard to see the scar right there, but you can see it right there. The doctor done a really good job on it. And no, she might look like a normal baby, but she's had so much physical therapy and stuff she's been through just to get her to where she's at right now. And if this baby wasn't such a fighter, she wouldn't be where she's at. I mean, I don't know if I could do what this baby's been through. I mean, most people couldn't even imagine having their head cut open and having brain surgery to relieve pressure off your brain because of blood and everything pulling up on the surface because of the skull fracture. That was received in the care of the hospital because she never left the hospital's care to come before she got transferred. She left from there and went to Johnson City in a ambulance, transferred, and somehow my daughter ended up with a skull fracture after she got to Johnson City. But if anybody won't care to comment on the video and maybe help me with a lawyer that could possibly take a case in Tennessee, because I know you have to be licensed in the state that it happened in. Because right now, I have till November to find a lawyer to take the case, or she won't have a chance to get it done, because you have a year to have it done in. And that's, my daughter don't deserve that. Somebody deserves to pay for what they done to my daughter. That could have cost her life. I mean, I can't. I have a lot of anger, but I don't have anger towards that person, because I understand why. Because it's hard to tell if I could do that, if I done that to a baby. But I know in my heart that I would, because I believe in God, and God would punish me every day if I didn't speak up and say something to somebody. And yes, accidents do happen. I mean, if they was feeding her on her side like they was trying to get me to, I understand how that happened, because she was not like a normal baby. She did kick and stuff. I had to hold her down for her first x-ray before she was even a month, 2 weeks old. And I had to fight and hold this baby down. Me and another nurse took 2 people to hold her down to be able to get an x-ray. So tell me that's a normal newborn baby. It's not. She wasn't normal. And just because that she didn't latch on the bottles good, because she had a shallow latch, they wanted you to do sideline feeding, which I didn't do. I just fed her normal. But the first day she got to Johnson City, me and her mom wasn't able to make it down there that night because we didn't have the gas to make it down there. And the following day, she was able to get down there with her. And after she got down there, I received a phone call and was told about the spot on my daughter's head, and that they was going to keep watch on it. But it went 3 days, and she went through ultrasound, x-ray, and finally MRI before they found out it was a skull fracture. But if y'all keep us in your prayers, and like I said, any thoughts of the Lord would be well appreciated, because she really needs this. And I got to November to have it done. And please subscribe to our channel and turn on post notifications for following updates. Thank you.